Five, four, three, two. Oh, it's running good. Hey, hi. I am Dutch Van Olsen, episode number 2 of Raw and Unapologetic. Thank you very much for the turnout in Raw Unapologetic number 1. I was looking at the YouTube data, and I'm going to tell you there was last I counted, was 347 downloads, and it makes it more difficult to count views, but hell, I don't care. Thank you very much. I'm very happy that, like, the very first episode took off as fast as it did. A couple of mistakes I made last week. I went too long. I went like 28 minutes. I really want to keep this down to like 15 minutes per episode. It's new. It's good. It's fresh. Blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. But when you're trying to kind of launch a name or a product, as it were, you don't want to drag on for an hour and talk about mundane crap. And speaking of which, this is the no coronavirus, none of the time show. If you need to feed that beast, go listen to something else. Seriously. Tired of hearing about it, don't want to talk about it, not going to happen here. All right? A couple of things I missed last week. What? It's Bubble, so the sponsors. Thank you. All right? Sponsors for this week. Ride Hard Saloon, Bradenton, Florida. The most authentic biker bar this side of the Mississippi, that side of the Mississippi, this hemisphere, that hemisphere, and the other hemisphere we don't talk about because they don't count. It is where the beer is ice cold, the barmaids are fiery hot, and it's just a place where bikers should go to be bikers and be left the hell alone from the outside world. Speaking of the outside world, as you can see, I'm wearing my July 4th shirt today because, as I noticed as of this morning, it's still not illegal to celebrate this country's birth, which is going to happen Saturday. Here's a historical fact for you. The Declaration of Independence was actually signed July 2nd, 1776. We use the July 4th date because that is when the King George got the notification, blah, blah, but it's actually dated. Go look at replica. Look up on Google if it's still there. Google still may let you look at the Constitution. I don't know. Or the Declaration of Independence. They still might. It's dated July 2nd. Anyway, and as far as the red glasses go, I got a comment last week that, you need to have a set of glasses that match the hue. So, hue, H-U-E, yeah, okay. You need to have a set of glasses that match the hue of your eyes. So I picked red, because that's the color they are most of the time. Two things I didn't cover last week. I discussed a little bit about where I'm from, where I started, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to discuss, I'm going to go down to the two love affairs of my life that still hold strong. Because I discussed my dogs last week. I don't want to bore you to death. I don't want to be one of those people that, hold out their wallet and go, look at my grandkids. That's how I am with my dogs, and I'm sorry about that. But that's a love affair that will carry on forever. But again, the first love affair I ever had is motorcycles, yes. But I didn't really say where that began. And I'm going to be brief. As the lawyer said to the other lawyer, I'll be brief. When I was 9 years old, my father came rolling into the driveway, and this is one of those few good childhood memories I have that I still visualize this. He had this black, I think it was a 1969 Chevy flatbed that he made. The box was made of like wooden, not panels, but 2x4s, and it was a flatbed. And on the back, I could see a bunch of stuff, and he pulled in. I don't know how I knew, but somehow I knew this is for me, because my father had a motorcycle, mother had a motorcycle, sister had a motorcycle, older brother had a motorcycle. Are you noticing a pattern? Yeah, we all had. This is what I grew up with, except for El Ducho didn't have one. Well, now I do, because he pulled in the driveway, and on the back was this. I wish I took a picture of this. So all I have is the picture up here, which thus far cannot be transformed into a Kodak picture. And there was a mini bike with a Tecumseh motor, 2.5 horsepower. And he pulled in, and there it was, and I knew it was mine. My mother came out And my mother, for as curious of a person as she was, I think was trying to, of course, tell my father not to give it to me. And what she meant to say was something to the effect of, this is something a 12-year-old should have, or this is something a 9-year-old shouldn't have. But she blew it and said, this is something only a 9-year-old should have. And I still remember my father unloading it and looking up at my mother with that curious look in his eye that he often had when he discussed anything with her. And he said, he is 9. And there we have it. It was like, that was it. I fell in love. And what am I? How old am I now? 9. I'm 32 now, so we'll say lots of years. It is the only real love affair that I've ever had in my life that has gone on this long. And I've been through the motocross years, you know, the club years, the years where I stole my dad's road bike to ride it on the road because I didn't have a road bike at that time. To, you know, just reading magazines about motorcycles and pictures of motorcycles and dreaming of motorcycles and talking of motorcycles. And it's funny because every time I reunite with somebody from my childhood on Facebook, they'll say, I remember you and that motorcycle. Well, that's a good connection to have because that's how I remember me too. So that is the first love affair to this day that I've ever had that has just never gone away. The second love affair, and I brought her with me today. I would like you to meet her. Come here, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Come on. Don't be shy. Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, please. Ah, that a girl. Isn't she beautiful? Yes. At about 12 years old, I discovered her and her slutty friend at about 14, when things got a little boring with the 12-year-old thing that I met. 14, 12. Anyway, this love affair here too is number 2 that has lasted for, what am I again, 32? I started when I was 12. Yeah, so, yeah. Love affair. 2 love affairs that have worked. What I want to cover today real quick is, what? Would you quit? I'm sorry, bubbles. I did the sponsorship. Oh, all right. I forgot. We're sponsored by 2 people. Ride Hard Saloon, Bradenton, Florida, and the Slate and Gravel Corporation of Bedrock, Mesopotamia. If you need rocks or gravel, like pushed around in a pit, 8 hours a day, call us, and we will bring those gravel rocks to you and dump them in your front lawn to do absolutely nothing with. Thank you. Slate Gravel Corporation of Mesopotamia. Appreciate that. Anyway, thanks for screwing up my mojo. One thing I want to talk about is, I've been riding for a lot of years, been on the road for a lot of years, but my whole kind of, when you take on that persona of biker, started in the 80s, and I'm going to tell you, things have changed exponentially. Yeah, I know what exponentially means, since I'm smart. It really has changed dramatically, because that's what exponentially means. And it's become a little bit overly tribal, and nowadays it's about, it used to be about riding your goddamn motorcycle on the road. One hand here, one hand there, 2 hands here when the cops came by, and just feeling that freedom in front of the handlebars and looking at the road and alone with your thoughts. And oh my God, it was just majestic. And it still is. That has never gone away. Never. But in recent history, we've gotten a little bit tribal over the years. Now it's, me, I have 3 Harleys, like I said last week. Softail, Sportster, and a Shovelhead. Love all 3 of them. Really do. But for those who have, God forbid, a Suzuki, or a Honda, or a Kawasaki, who cares? Who fucking cares what else you ride? If you were, I felt kind of bad the other night. I was talking to a guy online. He was talking about, he's got a Yamaha, and he's proud of it. And someday I'll have a Harley. And I thought, his only thing keeping him from having a Harley was he really couldn't afford one right now. So people who own a Harley are going to make fun of this guy? Seriously? That's what you're going to do? Like he's less than you because he can't afford a Harley? Again, I love my Harley Davidson. Love my Harley Davidson. I really do. And I'm not going to, I'd never give them up. I'd never go back to a Japanese bike. But my God, if somebody's riding a goddamn Japanese bike next to you, or coming down the road, parallel, give them the high sign. All right? They deserve no less than that from anybody else. Because they're out there on the road. They'll help you, hopefully, if you're broke down someday. They're no different than everybody else. And I shouldn't even use the word they. People that ride a different motorcycle are only different in this fact that they ride a different motorcycle. All right? Grow up. Doesn't matter what you ride as long as you're riding it. All right? Again, tribalism. It's me versus this guy. It used to be, bikers used to be bikers versus society. Now it's this section of biker is against this section of biker, and you have the wrong motorcycle and the wrong size, and even within the Harley dynamic, there are idiots who fight amongst each other. Sportsters are apparently a woman's bike, and apparently your penis is this big, if you have one. Anyway, but it's down to the Dyna family. Oh, that's a woman's bike too. And if you have a bagger, you're somehow attracted to men. So, I mean, what's left? The Softail family. But even within the Softail family, they fight with each other. You know what? Stop it. You sound stupid. All right? A motorcycle is a motorcycle is a motorcycle. And I'm not letting the Japanese people off. Not Japanese people per se. Sorry, Mr. Yashahama or Kawasaki or wherever you are. But they also can be very tribal and make fun of Harley Davidson. And frankly, I think that just has to do with a lot of jealousy. I really do. But again, boys, I don't care what you ride. But tribalism, tribal. Oh yeah. Again, what you ride doesn't matter. How you ride doesn't matter. Do you wear a helmet? Do you? Answer me. I don't. I moved to the state of Florida. There's no helmet law here. I haven't worn one since I've been here. And that is not a reflection on my level of intelligence or my IQ. That is my decision, my choice. None of your goddamn business. If you don't like it, too bad. Wear your fucking helmet. And leave everybody else alone who doesn't wear one. And I'm sorry, but the people who advocate for helmet laws are the most aggressive, condescending people I've ever met in my life. They really are. You sound stupid. All right? If you want to wear one, wear one. Quit trying to belittle people who don't. You're not any smarter. You're probably not even very smart. Just by the sheer nature that you got to make fun of somebody else. People who have to make fun of other people are usually very weak inside anyway. I despise weak people. I really do. On various levels, I despise weak people. And I will agree the other way around. There's some people who make fun of people who wear helmets. Oh, are you afraid? If you're that goddamn afraid, don't ride a bike. I've said this before in my old segments. One of the toughest guys I know is Jesse James, owner of the Ride Hard Saloon. He wears a helmet. Anybody wants to go down there and tell him that he's weak because he wears a helmet, good luck. You drive into that neighborhood, you'll never get out. I guarantee you that. So, it happens both areas. Tribalism. We gotta stop this nonsense. It used to be, again, bikers versus society. Now it's like subsections of bikers versus subsections of bikers. Women who ride motorcycle. Okay, I got your attention. When I was back in my club days, I had an old lady who rode her own motorcycle. And I used to hear grief all the time. Are you ready for this question? Why do you let your... Follow the sentence. Why do you let your old lady ride her own bike? Okay, if I have an old lady that I can kind of like control with a little string like a puppet, I don't want her. There's an old saying go around that if you can't tell your woman what to do, well, you got the right one. And I agree with that. I don't want a weak-kneed little, yes, sir, no, sir, let me get you a sandwich, sir. Well, I do want a sandwich, so leave that part out. But women who ride motorcycles are the sexiest thing I have ever laid eyes on. And I stand by that. If you don't like women who ride their own motorcycle, too bad. Go ride with somebody else. Go ride alone. Leave everybody alone. Your way is not always the right way. Right? My way is not always the right way. But as you will find, I don't stand on my soapbox and tell you my way is the right way. The only degree I do that is where I say leave everybody alone. Because there's nothing really I'm not singling out anything that you got to think this way or that way. What I'm saying is leave everybody alone. It's a hard point of view to argue with. If you feel you're that important and you need to tell everybody else how to live their life, then there's something wrong with you. There really is. Go ride a Can-Am. Sorry, I don't like those. You know, trikes. I understand trikes. Someday I might be on a trike. I may be. One of the best friends I ever had, Hal O'Connor from Phelps, New York, just a little bit south of Rochester. When I met him, he was on a trike. His whole life, he was racing motorcycles, but he was an older guy. He couldn't do the balance thing anymore, and he got a trike. Good for him. All right? You're still the same as me. You really are. Anyway, I'm going to wind this down a little bit. Again, thank you for last week. You guys totally surprised me. You really did. I didn't think I'm not good at marketing. As a matter of fact, I got my book. I didn't even market that this week. Bear with me. Right. My book. Take a look at my website. You don't have to buy anything. Take a look at the website, all right? It's www.dutchvanalston.com. D-U-T-C-H. Sorry, I got trouble breathing. VANALSTIN.com. All right? Bikers read. I know they do. It's an excellent book. It is a novel. It is fiction. All right? Because one of the most common questions I hear is this based on a true story? No. Yeah, I draw from personal experiences and all that kind of stuff. I do. But it's not a true story. It's fiction. But the underlying theme is very true because it's about family. It's about club life. It's about what we all mean to each other. It's about what we all will always mean to each other. It's about different people in different areas of life with different experiences coming together. It's about people who don't have a family growing up, ostensibly, who create their own world. There's a line in there that says, when lost, lonely, loyal people feel nothing is left, they create their own world. And that's what Motorcycle Club is like. It's a good book. It really is. It's got love and romance for those who want that. It's got action, adventure. It's got philosophy. It's got some bad language. I actually had a criticism with that one time. Got a lot of bad language. Well, what do you think goes on in a motorcycle clubhouse? Seriously. You think we all watch Pat Robertson or something? Seriously? We have bad language. There's a lot of sexual overtones. Sorry, but there is. You can't deal with that. Again, go back and watch Pat Robertson. Book number 2 should be in my hands very soon. It's not right now, but it will be. Again, that one's called Rebellious Youth, The Story of the Lost Child. That one I'm so proud of. It's a really excellent book. I can't wait. I want it to go to as many people as possible because I really want that story to be told. It's an excellent story. Should I wind down? What? Oh, stop. Bubbles. All women love and adore me, Bubbles. No? Oh, they all love me. They all adore me. They all like me. Okay, they generally feel neutral toward me. No? Okay, they dislike me. No. They hate me? No? Okay, wait a minute. The majority of women have not tried to kill me. No? Still not good enough. Okay. The majority of women on this earth that I have been involved with have not successfully killed me. There we go. I got it. See? Like I said, All women love and adore me. They have not successfully killed me. Tomato, tomato. Means the same thing in my world. And I like my world because I get to make the rules. I get to imagine things that aren't necessarily true. Makes me feel better. I'm going to wind down here. Tomorrow, going to be up to Newport Richie. Interview with Full Throttle Magazine. Thank you very much, Lori Joe. Beautiful lady. Really. I hope to see her again tomorrow. Looking forward to this. I really am. Thank you again for all the support. I appreciate it. I do. Brothers are forever. Friends are fleeting. In the women's world, sisters are forever, I'm sure. And friends are fleeting. Know who your friends are. If your soul touches each other, you're meant to be. If someone says, I got your back, that doesn't mean a damn thing. When they got your back, you'll know it. All right? So I'm going to file off for now, other than to say the world is a really screwed up place right now. I hope I wake up and it gets better. But at least I know tomorrow I can still get barbecued ribs somewhere. Thank you very much. Peace out. I love you. Take care.